Hello all, hope you is good. Welcome back to EU4 and Switzerland. So, I've begun the process of integrating Champagne, which can be done considering I've got back all of their currently available... Alright, we're not playing a normal campaign, I need base production. Otherwise I would have gone military. But yeah, they lost their core on Rems, unfortunately so. So now, they're able to be taken by me. It's going to take a while though, considering that they also have Paris on top of all their cores. However, Champagne do have claims that I'm definitely going to press in this next war, which is going to be nice. Of course, I'm going to press the claims but take the land for myself. I can use the Sweeten Mercenary contracts button still. You'll notice that the cost is really starting to go up now. When I first got this button, it was like 30 ducats. We're now at 250. Yeah, again, it's just from scaling with your development or income or whatever. So it's looking good. I'm purposely not bothering with the Herzegovine and Palatine separatists. That's what my Merc army's ready and waiting for. I do have and need to claim some of these provinces. Let's claim Trenčín. I need to find a Polish ally who's not in my coalition. Croatia, Lithuania, Riga, Munster and Genoa. Croatia's in... I mean, they're all going to be in currently, but if there's somebody who's allied with, say, Burgundy and Poland, that's what I really should be looking at. I don't think there will be, though. Don't think we've got any overlaps. Nope, no overlaps. That's fine. Let's take Tech 16. Thank you for the extra production efficiency. Giving me even more money. Riga still super hate me as well, because they've got pretty high AE despite the fact they're nowhere near me. Now I can start grabbing the extra amount of factories here. Love it. I'm not going to fully statefy the land, by the way, until... because I've got all my half-stated land. This is all happening. Once I take Tech 17 for the admin efficiency, it will make my stateifications cheaper. So that's the plan. Unless if I get to 999 way before I get my next admin tech. In which case I might be kind of tempted to press a couple of the buttons. Quite frankly. There is like a little bit of a conditional thing behind that. I really need Austria gone. Come on, Venice. Just do it. I think for Venice to go after Austria, I need to beat down the Emperor to a point where he's never going to want to join the war. I think is what calls for the situation. Right, let's not spend any more money. I'm going to let this auto pay itself off. I only need one more month of income and then I'll have the money. The question is, what am I in relation to my force limit? I'm at my force limit. Excellent. Remember, letting an event auto accept always makes it take the top one. So you'll notice it will take my money. I could have already manually pressed the that is probably wise button, but let's just let it do its thing. We have another year and a half before I need to fight Burgundy. Brittany, Cologne, Verden and Kallenberg. I know I'm going to keep saying them over and over and over again, but we'll get there. Oh wow, Brittany are still not quite minus 200 opinion of me. That's impressive. I know they were my staunch ally for a while, which affects things though. Okay. Greater centre of trade. I'm starting to get a larger fractional share in the inland trade nodes. So I am wondering if I should start flipping some trade around. But honestly, I don't think I should. I still don't have over 50% on all of these nodes. If I had 50%, I'd be more inclined to do so. But now I'm just happy for my merchants to be collecting in the nodes. Remember, all the colonists such as Spain and France and GB will have a lot more pull in my trade nodes because it's from the result of passively trading upstream via all their colonies and stuff. By having trade ideas, etc, etc. So, my trade is a little on the wayside. But that's kind of expected. This one needs a manufactory, which is being built. So I think we're fine. It really is waiting to declare the next war. So what else do I need to take out? 1, 2... So there's 2 free cities here. Augsburg. I mean, again, I could also just fight this. But I kind of don't need to, so I'm not going to. You also notice that they're not really trying to fight me either. Actually. Like, there's enough of them to have maybe coalitioned me. But I think the fact that I'm still allied to Russia and Persia is actually pulling favours for me. Unsurprisingly, this will be GB. What? Cadets? Hold on a minute here. Wow. In a rare occasion where a trade node other than the English Channel is actually the highest dominating one from AI without player intervention. That's good. Good stuff, Spain. You worked hard for it. Kallenberg has joined a coalition. Show me the part where I cared or asked. Portugal has entered into a coalition. I forgot that you were even not in the coalition. I could get you out of the coalition, Portugal, but I have no reason to fight Spain and Ethiopia and GB. So I'm not going to. Unlucky. So, next up is the Age of Absolutism, sorry. I'll have a bit more luck getting Splendor. So, I'll have multiple universities. I might have potential for a large army. I could just build some force limit buildings. I've already won a religious war, let's not forget. So, I've got a few points of Splendor. Next stage, I want the 5% admin efficiency, and it depends on what my max absolutism will be as to whether I want it. Really, it'd be my best interest to drop my 3 power things. Drop my 3 power privileges, and just have the land rights. Remember, there's no shot for grabbing, say, the Grand Palace in this campaign, because the Grand Palace borders water. We can't be having that. Hence my lack of trying for it. So it will be removing the power points before it's removing the land rights. However, I am only 1 or 2. I am 2 tiers off finishing all of my gov reforms. Then I can start expanding administration. I can centralise states. You know, there's options. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's going to be glorious. I'm still surprised that the Herzegovinans haven't risen up yet. Quite honestly, you'd have thought they'd be risen up by now. So, Zeta. Definitely not a cat. Kruya? I'd want Kesrier. I don't have the spy network for it though. What about grabbing a claim on Olomouc, considering it's going to become coal? I don't know if this campaign will go to coal, by the way. We'll see how I feel with the borders and such. I think I know how I want to end this campaign now. I don't know what kind of time frame that will take. I just know we can't end like this. This doesn't feel appropriate yet. You know? But it's fine. I'll be getting extra admin efficiency and whatnot, so things can tick up at a faster rate when the time comes. And hell, there'll be imperialism, you know, all the good stuff. So I can at least clean up a little bit of what I want. Right, so with 2k ducats, let's grab a couple more decent looking workshops, absolutely. And non-decent workshops as well, let's not forget the non-decent workshops. They deserve a shot too. And some more courthouses. And oh yeah, let's not forget that I still haven't actually embraced economic ideas yet. When I get my economic ideas, we're going to be earning a nice extra fraction of money due to extra tax modifier, the extra merchants or whatever. The land maintenance is whatever, but it's the goods produced, the production efficiency, the extra policies I can take. So, you know, actually, yeah, let's do it. I was going to say, actually, should I just do admin instead? But no, we're going to go economic. I've already said this. Let's press the economic advantage we have for some fun. It's impressive that the Ottomans are keeping up in dev. I mean, sure, they can expand wherever they want, so it would be expected, but still, it's still kind of impressive. Poland at Tech 16. I need to get ahead. Constanza's embraced global trade. Well, I don't think it will be able to spread. Neighbouring province with global trade. Oh, so it's not friendly neighbouring province, it's just neighbouring province. Sometimes it requires for the province that neighbours it to be of a friendly nation, but not this time. So I am getting some additional spread in here. I can get behind that. Then we'll take whatever. Doesn't really matter which one I take there. I could put on the edicts for provincial trade power modifier, but I don't think they'd pay off. I could get some of the states that have very specifically centres of trade and then go protect trade. That is something I could do. There's not many states that have more than one centre of trade though. It's sort of normally split out. So if I do that, it'd be a case of, oh, this one's good. I could do this. I mean, I would need Kremsa from Nitra, but I could do that state, for instance. But I suppose that's something I can do later on in the campaign, in between episodes. For now, it's not too much of a worry. I could put one or two on to test it, see if it does much. So 2462, right? Will I protect here? We'll see how it changes. Bear in mind, it's not really a... So it goes up by 0.05. But it gives 200% extra state maintenance. Putting it up to 0.68. I think it's because it's in a trade node that I'm not really doing anything with. If I had a merchant in here, which I'll get from economic ideas, and I'll put it in, then that will be more fruitful. So I think it'll be worth doing the... You know what? Let's do it. Right. Editing me. Cut this part. We're going to put everything on provincial trade power modifier. Let's have a look how it looks.
Eventually.
Alright, so I've just done a bit of a test, right? We're at 24.67. Let's see what happens at the end of the month. I want to see if this will actually be worth it. If it's not, I'll take it all off next year when I can. The answer is no. It was not worth it at all for the extra stake maintenance that I have. Yeah, I would not consider that worth it at all. Oh well, I'll take it all off. Worth a shot. I'll probably take it off in between episodes though. It also probably doesn't help that I don't actually have full autonomy in all of my provinces yet. Maybe if everything was caught up it might make more of a difference, but for now it doesn't really help. But then again, as mentioned, it could help in the future. I just need this to be gone. This Trieste province needs to be in the hands of Venice. For sure. Favours for ducats from Russia? No. I don't want to make a man, so let's say yes. I do have my truce with Burgundy about to expire. It's already expired. Phew, thank goodness they haven't joined a coalition. I took my eye off the prize. Why do you speak? Right, okay. That was stupidity of me. Now I have a truce with them. Now they're in my coalition. I mean, Ottomans, Naples, and Liège, Nitra. Yeah, I got too busy focusing on the trade thing. I forgot about the Burgundian truce. I'll be honest. Are we Croatia? Teutonic Order, Cologne, and Memmingen. Maybe I truce break someone. Nah. I mean, if I did anyone, it'd be France, who are now allied to the Ottomans. Interesting. Interesting, I can get behind the notion. So let's see here. The Ottoman truce is 1606. I will make them annul alliances with France, or I'll make France annul alliance with the Ottomans, I mean. Then turn tail onto the Ottomans. So the next war is versus the Otto Derps, but with France in tow. Excellent. Meanwhile, Nitra is 1610. Yeah, we'll be fine for timing, I believe, as long as I don't just derp like I just did with Burgundy. Can't believe I forgot about Burgundy. Again, it's my own skill issue, don't worry. We're fine. What I could just do is just hire... I mean, that's a pretty big independent army, actually. But what if I hired... I mean, these are already hired. The Rice Lauford has not been scaling very well as a Merc army, nor has the Morlachs. I thought they'd scale better, I'll be honest. Let's hire maybe the independent Cossack hosts as an independent army. I mean, not as an independent army, that's the other Merc type. But you know what I mean, as an independent detachment. That can just be in my lands and drill. It will get to a point where my armies are far bigger than everybody else and people will start to leave the coalition. And then I'll fight them. I mean, for pre-absolutism, we're looking okay. Again, I'm not going for world conquest or anything here. This is just for fun. So I consider this amount of dev to be pretty okay. in line with the fact that the borders are almost looking alright. They will look a little better. Have no fear, I will fix it. I'm also going to reduce autonomy in provinces that I can. And Tech 17 is a little bit away, so let's maybe sort by cost. Remove the smallest cost ones. There we go. That'll help me out. And let's summon the diet to say Champagne owns no things. Switzerland will not get diplomatic reputation for annexing Champagne. I wasn't going to anyway, because integration policy says that you do not take the penalty. Let's maybe go a province taking a marketplace. I can get behind the logic. There we go. Let's also have a little look at, say for instance, the churches and the trade buildings. Again, it gives minimal trade power, but it will add up. I still think that the... I'm up to 33 now. You know, with my highly reduced state maintenance, I think it might actually be okay. You know? So I might just leave the trade powers in. And again, once I beat up more nations and take more trade power, the 50% will be worth even more to add more of a fraction in. So it's okay. Yeah, I'm starting to see the profitability in that. Bear in mind that my army maintenance has increased because I've gone over my force limit again. So it's not all bad. Or rather, it's not as bad as it looks or seems or sounds at all. The Ottomans are still amassing in quite a high amount of allies. Kind of humorous, but it's all in vain. And then I will strengthen government. Let's do it now. Actually, I was going to say I'll strengthen government when absolutism kicks in, but 7 years' time would probably put me at max mill power anyway. So I may as well do a little bit more strengthening government. Helps me keep my better rulers up, so I'm not complaining. The Herzegovinian separatists are only rising up because of the active missionary. Once that's gone, we'll not have the heathen's tolerance, we'll have the tolerance of true faith for an extra 4 unrest, and the active missionary modifier will be gone. So that's fine, to be honest. Now I need to replace my mill advisor. I don't need manpower. It's either reinforced speed or discipline. I think we'll go discipline. I mean, they're level 3. Good enough. Let's also continue to siege land. Bear in mind that my interactions are 20% quicker, which of course in the eyes of summoning the diet and seize land means I can do it once every 4 years instead of every 5 years. It adds up. Why is it telling me, why is it asking me about pragmatic section? I thought only nations that had become the emperor had the pragmatic sanction thing. I guess it just puts it on for everybody in the HRE regardless. Great Britain want ducats. My answer is no, with a side of yes. Well, no, but technically yes. And Geneva's got a cardinal. Excellent. That will add more papal influence to my none a year I get. Due to people's state opinion of us. So yeah, there you go. Do I need dip 17 immediately? I mean, not really, but it's trade depots. I'm not going to turn my nose up at it. But I think I'd rather put it into dev for the moment. Or do I? I mean, I could do a couple clicks. Maybe I could also go into culture conversions and make more Swiss. But I think what I've just done is fine. Add a little, spread the love on the production a little bit. Because remember, most of my efforts are working towards base tax and production. I don't need any manpower stuff. I've lost all my claims on Poland. And I'll lose an innovativeness. I'm way ahead on it. So, I'm not worried. What about my claims on Nitra? This is the last one. So we'll bring this off. The next war is Ottomans and France. So let's spy on the Ottomans, but only the Ottomans. Because with France, of course, I'll be closer and immediately sieging them. Or something. There's a plan for why. I can't think of why else right now. Let's lose the prestige there. So if we're going to be attacking France first, let's bring over the Cossack host army. To get it done even quicker. Oh, hold on, Herzegovina. I'm not going to give it local missionary strength. Let's just deal with the rebels. Will be a better outcome for all those involved. And I'll grab even more manufactories. Looking great. I hope of any campaign that where I can spawn manufactories, I think this is the most apt campaign for it. Faithful allies are currently on Scotland. Scotland is allied with Gelra. Alright, if you say so. High octane stuff. Back to drilling, guys. I'll send one army out to... let's send 2 armies. We'll just go deal with Gelra. Hopefully Gelra will just give me... or rather, hope England gives me the provinces. This is still doing rebel stuff. Let's increase our efforts. And I think we'll end this episode here. Old Believer Heretics. Very nice. So anyway, this is the end of this one. And we'll continue in the next part. So for now, thank you for watching. And I'll catch you again soon.